So today we're going to be discussing a question that I hear quite often. I've heard it a couple times. How do you know if a guy is into you? Well, I decided that maybe we should have a discussion about it and we should get input from guys and girls and see exactly what everybody thinks. So joining me today are a couple special guests. Let's meet the panel.
Hey you guys, it's the Lush Diva. It's the plus size blogger here and also the business owner, Lashes by Lush.
Hey, it's Delisha, makeup enthusiast.
What's up, everybody? This is Charles Clee. You can follow me on Instagram at Sophocles, SOPHOCLEAS.
What's up? It's Quentin Patterson, also known as Q. You can follow me on Twitter at TheReal_QP.
All right, Miss Lush Diva, I'm going to start with you first, just because I know that you recently posted a video about this whole topic, and that's kind of what inspired everything. So what I want to ask you is, what made you post that video? Where did it come from? Is it just for people asking you about it? Tell me a little bit.
Okay, so if you guys know, I have like an online presence, so I tell my followers pretty much everything. So this past summer, I had a situation where I was talking to a guy. We were kind of like, hanging out, spending time or whatever. And so I let my followers know that I cut him off. And I posted the screenshot. I said, hey, you're cool, but we don't really have to talk anymore. And they asked why. And so I told them he just wasn't that into me. I could tell he wasn't into me, even though we were spending time, even though we were having a great time, even though he was nice, he wasn't into me. And so it wasn't worth even going, continuing with it. And so as a response, all of my followers were like, well, how did you know he wasn't into you? Like, what did he do if he was nice? And so that's what kind of got the conversation going.
So what did you say? What was your response?
And so this was my response on how I knew that he wasn't into me, and why I cut it short, okay? Consistency. Okay, I feel like if a guy's into you, then there will be a certain level of consistency. That doesn't mean every day, okay? That doesn't mean every single day, every single hour, but it means if you start off on a frequency, it's either gonna stay at that frequency, or if they like you a little bit more, then it might increase, okay?
So let's see, I just want to break down frequency, what you're talking about right now. So you're saying like, if he texts you good morning.
Frequency of contact or communication, yes.
Okay.
Would you guys have a sex?
Yes.
Okay.
So what stage were y'all in? Y'all weren't in a relationship? Was it beginner stages or like what?
No, like.
Were y'all talking or was this, it couldn't have been your boyfriend if he wasn't that into you?
No, it wasn't my boyfriend.
Is that title? Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Wasn't good.
What was
Okay.
his response when you told him you don't have to talk anymore?
Why? Because he was very confused that everything was going so well. And I said, because you're really not clicking right there.
Okay, so consistency, what else?
Consistency, communication, that's like consistency. What type of communication are you having? So even if somebody texts you every day, but if they just text you, hey, 32 times a day, that's not really quality. Yeah. What you doing? I'm doing the same thing I was doing yesterday. I'm at work. A quality communication. Like, is this person trying to get to know you? What your hopes and dreams are, what you like, what you dislike. Just saying, hey, what's up? Does not, the communication is not increasing, it's not growing. And also authenticity. I think that unlike like popular media says, I think men are very authentic. If they want things from you, I think they'll tell you. If they don't want things from you, I think they'll tell you. So him saying, things like, I like you, I think he did like me, but not saying things like, I want to see where this goes, or I want to spend more time. No, you don't want to see where it goes. You don't want to spend more time because you're not. And all those things, they don't make that guy a bad person or anything like that. It just means, we get along really nice. We'll probably be really good friends, but to spend more time trying to grow that into something, probably not really worth it.
So that's your definition of him being into you. You want to take it to the next level.
If somebody is not wanting to get to know me on a more intimate level than just, hey, what you doing? Let's just hang out, then they're not that into me.
How would you feel in the situation though?
So what?
How would you feel in the situation? How would you feel in the conversation? Were you looking for that?
Oh yeah, I was trying to read the conversation. It was very agitated, and so I felt myself getting like, you're not texting me back, like you're just giving me one word responses, and so I was like, when I start feeling like I'm getting agitated or like if I feel like I'm bothering, I'm just going, I'm too old for that, okay?
What kind of questions were you asking?
What kind of questions were I asking? So like, he would text me like, okay, good morning, how's your day going? It's going good, I'm at work. How's your day going? How's work? What are you working on? He has a very particular job, not gonna say. So I said, what are you working on? Show me what you're working on today. And we say this, you know, but I would also ask other things like about his family, about his friends, and I would get very like one-dimensional answers. And so I'm like, I don't really know that much about like you growing up or, you know, your mom, your dad. You know, that takes a while to get to know somebody, but this was like somebody, it wasn't like the first month. This was like a couple months in. So I'm like, a couple months in, and you can, I don't have to meet your parents, but you can mention them to me, like, you know. So I felt kind of like it was a distance.
What's y'all's take on it, guys?
I feel like I'm
From what
talking
she's saying, first off, one word answers, is that not like a number one sign that somebody's not into you? I feel like that's like you're placating me and you're being nice.
Yeah,
But
I feel
really-
like it depends as well.
On what?
I mean, it depends on what kind of stuff that person's getting involved with. Like they have a busy schedule, you never know. I mean,
But one word answers.
well, I agree with what she said on that. If you're trying to get to know somebody and you're trying to, get to know more about them, that's not probably the best way to do it, because more responses are not in depth. You can't really find out a lot of information that way. They just drives out the conversation.
So this guy had a job where he has to work with his hands. So
Mhm.
texting back at work, not a thing. And so he would be like, well, I'll text you back in between, and I told him, don't worry about that. I want you to do your job, make your money, whenever you have time. That might be once a week, that might be twice a week, but when you have time to sit down and we can talk on the phone, for 20, 30 minutes, when you have time to start a conversation and not just fall off, then that would be better. And he didn't like that idea, so we kind of had a disconnect there. He was like, well, if I have 5 minutes to send you something, I want to send you something. I was like, it doesn't mean anything if you're not going to respond until next Thursday. That makes me feel
So
weird.
that's that frequency thing. Like,
Exactly.
You're consistent in your own frequency. Like me, I'm one of those people, like my job is very flexible. I can be reached by phone all day, every day, talk on the phone. But you have someone that has a job that applies their attention, can't have access, like factory jobs, it's one of those examples. They can't have a phone on the floor. So I wouldn't expect him to speak to me while he's at work, but when he leaves, like give me a call. If he's one of those people that travels while working and he feels as though he can't, like he's entertaining his employers or just that job applies a lot of his attention and he only can speak to me when he get home, I expect for him, oh, I know this is when I'm going to be able to speak to him, so he's consistent in his own frequency. Like, yes, he might not speak to me every day, but when I know he's available, he's applying that availability to me.
So I would ask, how was your conversation when you guys was together in person?
Oh, it was fantastic. And so that's what made me kind of
So you only
extend.
felt some type of way through the texting conversations?
Yes, because it was so inconsistent. But in person, it was like great. And so that's what made me kind of extend that grace period to like
So I would
6
say,
months
I would say
before.
you're tripping.
Why is she tripping?
I would-
How often did you see him in person though? You said it was 6 months, right? That y'all were
Yeah.
doing whatever.
Maybe like 6 months.
2-3 days a week?
No,
1 or 2 days a week?
maybe 1 day a week. Maybe 1 day a week, but it was 1 day a week, some weeks.
I would say you tripping.
Some
Just my
weeks.
personal experience. Just my, I would say you tripping.
I think he likes me, but not a lot.
So-
I think we have like a good.
That's the difference, like.
Did you guys have fun?
But that's the difference, like, okay, maybe he likes me, like someone can genuinely like me, but they don't see anything further than, I like her. Like, so,
But
he
I'm
might
having
not,
fun.
yes, but he might not be into
But that's
it.
not her point.
So why
Yeah.
cut me off when we're having fun?
She wants more.
Yeah.
But she didn't express that in that
Oh,
sentence.
I did.
But I think that's like the biggest part about God being into you, like he says it, like, there should be no reason.
Definitely not the case.
Why not?
I think guys will just blatantly say
But
what,
it won't.
what they mean.
Is this?
They will.
They will.
They will.
I mean, everybody won't.
Why? Why are y'all holding back the truth?
Like you
They
say it.
will.
Everybody's different.
And I'm a person that asks questions. Like I'm not one of those cut and dry people. Like I just hey, like, what is your intention? Like,
What's your sign? I feel like we're the same person.
I'm Aquarius.
Why are we Cancer?
Yeah.
We're thinking like
Like,
the
I'm
same
just
thing.
like, he's gonna let it be known. Like, I'm gonna ask you, like, hey, where are we going from here? Are we just friends with benefits? Are we just hanging out when we're chilling, have free time? I'm like she said, like, speaking about your personal life, like maybe not in the first month, but if we're hanging out 4 or 5 months, the only thing I know is your first and last name, and maybe the month of your birthday, that's a concern.
Do you know what?
Why
I
is it a
think.
concern though?
I think.
Just because you don't know. Like why does that make it a concern? Like do you have to know to have fun, to enjoy yourself, to like somebody?
If we're just having fun, then that's great.
But if I want to make it more than us just hanging out, like
So why can't you wait for him to give you that time? Why can't you wait for him to come
why
around?
does a female have to wait so
Same
long?
reason you wait for the
Like, why we have to go
You waiting for the relationship, right?
No.
You waiting regardless.
I don't think it's.
I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait.
What you
I
mean you
don't
don't have
have
to
to. I don't have to wait. Like, I feel like if your intention is to be more with me, or that's a goal, or you're open to it, is known.
It doesn't have to be known all the time. Even if it is known, it still takes time to get there, correct?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna have to wait regardless. Like, she cut her guy off. I don't know how many guys she got. You know what I mean? But she cut her guy off, and maybe now she's at home chilling with nothing to do, nobody to talk to. You feel what I'm saying? She would have kept her guy. She would have
That was
stayed
kind
with
of easy for you to do
You
that
feel what
all
I'm
the
saying?
time.
It was too easy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So if she has options, man, that's hey.
Now, what I
cut
will
one
say
off,
is-
like, keep going.
What I will say is, I very explicitly extended the option to this man. Like, you know, I'm kind of feeling like we're not on the same like frequency wavelength. Let's not talk about relationship stuff, and let's not, you know, like, oh, you know, I miss you. So let's just, you know, let's keep it chill. You know, whenever you're free, hit me up. Let's go to the movies. Let's do that. And he was like, no, I want to get to know you. Oh, I want to spend more time doing it. And I was
So
like,
So you're just
and
trying
I
to extend that a little bit longer.
yeah, and
That's
I
what
said,
I'm doing.
I was like, okay, but then his effort wasn't matching up with what he was saying, and I was like, okay, you're gonna get back
So-
down.
That communication
And
part.
all
Yeah.
that- and all
Like,
that's from the text messages.
And just no, I
Me
say it
personally,
I say it in person to his
Me
face.
personally, I just feel like females text more than guys. I just
No,
We do.
I hate
I
texting.
agree.
I
We
tell,
do.
like, straight up, when I meet a guy, I'll tell him, like, I do not like texting. You're gonna have to call me, FaceTime you. We gonna have to.
Really?
Yes, I do not like texting. I feel like that's so impersonal, and I like a vibe. Like, I always tell people, I'm like, I like to feel your vibe. If you bring good vibes my way.
I think the biggest issue is, the biggest question is, what do you feel like he's doing outside of you?
What you mean?
Do you feel like he's doing anything outside of you?
I mean, we're not together, so that's not
It
really
doesn't
like
even matter
my
about together. It doesn't
concern. Like, I'm
Oh,
not.
I get what you're saying. Why was it bothering you so much that he wasn't hitting you up all the time? Were you feeling like there
If
was
he
somebody
told you
else?
that he's trying to get with you, if
Is
he
that what
told
you're
you,
saying?
right? If he told you, I'm trying to learn about you, I'm trying to grow with you. If
You're
if he
telling
tell you
me,
these
but
things-
your energy is like on lukewarm.
So
So
what do you
actions aren't
feel like
matching
is
up.
going on outside of that?
No, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not gonna stick around and find out. I don't want to waste my time. If we're gonna be friends and we just gonna chill, we just gonna have that I see when I see you, you know, it's all love something. That's cool. But if you're saying I want to get to know you for something, then you can't give me lukewarm energy when it's 27 people in my inbox giving me fire, red hot energy.
That's why it was.
So that's
why it was so
you
easy.
know what I'm saying?
No, I don't like that lukewarm energy.
You got the energy that you wanted. That's the problem. You feel what I'm
Okay, so
saying?
I have a question. If she would have made her intentions known, like, from the jump,
Mhm.
does that not make guys run? Is that not gonna, like,
It
freak
depends-
them out?
It depends on the guy. You feel what I'm saying? For myself, if your intentions is known, it depends on what I want. Like if I meet somebody, like honestly, the first 2 days, whatever, I know my intentions for that person.
In the
You know what I
first
mean?
2 days?
Facts. So in the first 2 days, I know my intentions for that person. So if I decide to keep those intentions or I decide to move on based on what happens, like it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what she says or whatever. But if she tells me like what she wants from the jump, I know how to play my game. Like I know what to do to get what I need out of her. You know what I'm saying? If my intentions were never to have sex with her or wait, then I'm not gonna have sex with her. If my intention was to have sex with her and she tells me what she needs, I know where I need to go. Now if things in between time doesn't line up and I just don't really rock with her no more, my intentions are gonna change.
Okay, Q?
I believe it. I think men know immediately if they like
I
a
do
woman
too.
or if they
I
don't.
do too. Q, what's your
I mean, it
thoughts?
always takes me a few conversations to really figure out what kind of person you are. You know, I don't try to go off of the first, you know, I mean, like I say, everybody different, you know. I don't really try to go off the first few conversations, you know. I try to wait it out and see what's really on her mind, what she really think about me, you know, and see what she could potentially bring to the table, if she's for me, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just try to be patient, more patient with it. I don't try to like really rush it.
Felicia, how do you know if a guy's into you?
Definitely communication, frequency. Those are biggest thing. I feel like a guy will let it be known. Like I feel like men are very vocal, like either vocal and even their action, like just their action follow up with their words. The last guy that I was talking to, he let it was known at the beginning. We had fun for a few months, and then when he was ready to go on with someone else, he's like, "Hey, moving on with my ex-girlfriend, and I need a change, and you are not within that change." So he was let it be known.
Pause right there. Charles Q, are y'all vocal or is it more action?
Oh, I'm more vocal.
Vocal?
I'm gonna tell you like how I feel regardless. Like, I don't mind telling you what's on my mind. Like, I'm not a person that's gonna be around the bush. I'm just gonna tell you, like, if I think we gonna have something, if we can have something, I will let you know that. If I feel like we're not going anywhere, then I'll speak up as well.
So your words and your actions kind of meet up.
Yeah, yes.
Clee?
I would definitely agree, but it just depends on the female. If I've never given you that energy, then
What energy?
like
What kind of energy?
if I've never like been open with you, then I'm never probably going to get with you. But it's just one of those things. I'm not the most vocal person, period. So if I give you that time, or if I give you that energy, it doesn't matter how little, how small. If I give you that energy, I'm interested in you. You know what I mean? So whether
But
Well,
how do
this
I know
makes
that if
sense.
you're not vocal? So what kind of energy are we talking about?
Well, if you have see a lot of times I feel like if you feel like a guy is communicating with you and going out his way to communicate with you, or whatever the case may be, going out his way to see you, whatever the case may be, and it doesn't matter what he has going on, or if you even feel like he got all this stuff going on, obviously making time for you somewhere so he feels some type of way about you. You know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
the fact of hey, he's not that into me, or he's not into me at all. The fact of it is, if he's making time for you, he has some type of interest in you. So whether that interest builds on how you play your cards, or whether that interest dies on how you play your cards, it's up in the air. You know what I mean? So if I'm giving you that time, I'm obviously interested. Now whether I change my intentions along the way, or I like you more than I thought I was gonna like you, or whatever the case may be, that's a possibility. But it's not gonna take me to be like, man, I'm just not that into. Because if I'm not into you, like she said, I got plenty more options to find somebody that I'm interested in and give this same energy to, this same time to. So I just don't agree with that just because of the fact of it is. If he was giving you that energy,
He was giving me an energy, but I don't have to settle for any energy.
Well,
Especially if
you feel like you're settling, most definitely.
Yeah,
You never do anything that
I
acts
feel
like
like
you're
just get
Like,
any,
no.
and it was good energy, and I let him know it wasn't like a hostile sort of thing. It was just like, you know,
And good energy is hard to find.
it
So
is
technically,
hard
I
to
would've
find.
tried
And
to
he's a
hold
very
on to
good person. You know, I would keep him on like, you know, it's all love, it's all good, but at the same time, it's good energy, but it's lukewarm.
See, what's gonna happen is you're gonna talk to the next guy and his energy gonna be whack as hell.
No,
I should've tried.
if I'm feeling bad vibes, I don't even know. We just don't even get past the.
And then you're gonna waste another 6 months when you
No.
could have been dealing with this guy.
But no, it wasn't a waste. I don't feel like it wasn't a waste because the energy wasn't bad. It wasn't matching up in the long term, but it wasn't a waste.
So you enjoyed the fun?
Yes, absolutely. It's very nice guy. I don't regret any of the time. Like I said, when we were together, we had a great
So I don't
time.
understand why cut it off. I just don't understand that. It don't align
Because
with me.
things grow, my feelings grow, and if it's not matching up, then you know you left on the other side feeling like you're not getting
I agree
everything
with
you
that
need.
completely.
You're feeling a little vacant, like
So do
okay.
you feel like he was lacking giving you attention?
Say what?
Do you feel like he wasn't giving you enough attention?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know if that's how to explain it. I don't know if that's how to
So
explain
you
it.
cut the fun off. You cut the
But
good vibe off
everything is not
for a
just
future
strictly-
feeling when in that time it could have grown to where you needed it to be.
I think you
If
focus
he's
on
not
the
that
fun.
into you, it ain't
I
gonna work.
think
Well, I think we have.
If he's not that into you, nothing is growing.
How old are you guys?
I'm 26.
How old are you?
26.
How old are you, bro?
I'm 23.
So I feel like we're in a time and a place where good energy is often hard to find. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter like where it's coming from. Good energy is often hard to find. So when you find good energy, that's something you hold on to. Now if it becomes toxic, then you gotta let it go.
Right.
But it's so hard to keep good energy around you. People that's down for you, people that like motivate you, people that just push like positive vibes into your life. It's hard to find that.
If
concept.
you're highly selective, the Les Diva is highly selective. If you're highly selective, like you won't have a problem having good. All of my past relationships, all my exes, they are like, if anybody asks me anything, they are good guys, they're good men.
But
you know,
they exist for a reason. Obviously,
we have
something went wrong.
fundamental differences, but the energy's still good. Like they're good. We're good. But also this time, good energy is great. You know, like good energy is great. But I'm also looking for like husband, kid
Right,
energy.
right.
So
You
you
know,
don't
So
see
you at the,
I got a question.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Q. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying she's at that point in her life
Yeah.
where she's not really looking for.
Yeah, fun is great, you know,
Yeah.
but like, anybody, I can find 10 people right now who gonna take me to the movies and we have a fun time. You know,
like fun is easy to
But
find.
the energy not the same. That's not the same type of fun. Like a fun person and fun energy is two different things.
wife me up and impregnate me energy. It's like the energy that
So you can find bad energy. That can be the worst energy out there. But that's not bad.
So, Charles, when she first started telling her story about her guy,
Mhm.
the first question you asked was, were y'all having sex? Does that matter? Why did you ask that
It
question?
doesn't matter. I don't feel like it matters.
Why did you ask the question?
Because oftentimes I understand like for females, like when the initial start of sex, they want to escalate things and think, hey, just because we're having sex, my emotions are supposed to change.
So it doesn't matter for you, but
It doesn't matter for me at all. A lot of times for a lot of women, you know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like we're in this day and age now. A lot of women can separate the two now, but it's still that underlying fact of, hey, we crossed this threshold, so something should change. Whether you have sex with them on day 1, if you have sex with them on day 90, it doesn't matter.
all right, so your opinions of them, darn, we getting like way off, but I just want to know. So on day 1 or day 90, does your opinion of that person change at all?
Definitely not. Like it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if I have sex with a female first night I meet her. If I had intentions for her that first night, I'm
So
gonna
it's
keep
based
it
off of
going.
your intentions for her,
Most
not
definitely.
what
She's
she
not gonna
does.
change how she feels. I could be like, oh, she be like, hey, this is the only time I've ever done this. Who cares? You know what I mean? She could make me wait 90 days, and my intentions was to do that, and my intentions were to keep her around. I'm gonna keep her around. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter.
Q.
Well, I mean, I just feel like you.
just got sucked into
I know you. I ain't gonna ask me this.
I just feel like, you know, like he said though, if your intention is to have sex with somebody, that's what it is. They give it to you the first night, then it kind of kills everything. Like, but at the same time, you're not going to change how you feel because that's how you felt in the first place. You wanted to have sex, you got it. I mean, you probably gonna be content with that.
So it's not changing her wife ability.
I don't think so.
Not on the first night, I don't think. Like
I
if
don't
you,
think so.
right.
Y'all sound like y'all saying two different things. Charles is saying it don't matter. What you saying?
Well, he's saying that if your intentions are to have sex.
Aw, okay.
That's what he's saying. He's talking about the intentions of having sex. So my intention was to have sex and I hit the first night, then that's what I did. You know what I mean? So if my intentions were different and I hit the first night,
But I'm trying to ask what happens to the girl. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to ask you.
Alright.
Are you like, no, we ain't going nowhere with this? Or is it like, you know what? That's what we did.
It depends on my intentions.
It depends on your intentions. But if your intention was to just have sex, and that happens, I'm just gonna use this for example, like the first night. In my head, my immediate thought is gonna be like, she's done this before.
See, that's
So-
what I was trying to get to, Charles, but you
So,
like, it don't matter.
it's like-
It's not my intention.
Now, I have a very feminist view.
Okay.
That I feel the same way he feel, but about dudes. I feel the same way you feel. Like because the Les Diva, if I see something I like, I'm gonna say it. I'm forward. Like, well, you looking good, okay. So I have my intentions. I have my intentions too. Same time, I'm looking at you like, you just gonna sleep with me on the first night? What you got going on? You know, it makes me side-eye men just the way men side-eye women. I don't take that into like, I know myself, I know what I've done or I'm not gonna do.
Right. Right.
But I'm looking at them like, what you got? You know, what you got going on? You do this all the time. So, you know, certain categories maybe I should put you in when I consider you in the future. But very feminist in the way men judge women on like that, sleeping on first date. I feel the same way about them. Yeah. You just gonna sleep? You don't know where I've been. You just gonna sleep with me off the back? You don't even know my last name? What? Like, you know, I feel the same way.
I understand that, most definitely, I do.
But you know, it depends on what my intentions are.
Exactly, I feel
If my intentions, then I'm not gonna be thinking about that. If my intentions are on some other stuff.
Like, I feel like we all grown at this point, so.
Yeah.
If a female allows me to have sex with her the first night, if that's my intentions, and that's what she wants, like, it doesn't matter if she say, I've never done this before, or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if she be like, oh, I'm just only nigga that ever did this before. If that's what she wanted, that's what she wanna do. Like I said, we old as hell now, so if a girl not trying to have sex, we not gonna have sex. You know what I mean? Like, it's no question about it. Like, she gonna say no, she gonna stop you, try to stop you. Now, you might have a choice to Harvey Weinstein her, but that's something
Oh
different.
my
You know what I
God.
mean? That's a totally different story. But if you have sex the first night, obviously she wanted to do this just as much as you did. So I can't judge her because I'm not gonna want her to judge me. Like, we just had sex, so.
I feel like
Yeah,
it just
it's my
happens
intentions.
anyway, though.
Like,
Exactly.
I mean, not for
like,
everybody,
just
but
our generation is more open to, I don't want to call it, but a random hookup. Like, they're more open to it than past
I
generations.
don't
Like,
even agree with that though.
I think hookups because I have I teach children, so they're open to random hookups. But we also have a lot of slut shaming too. Still, like that's still like a big.
I feel like we don't.
I
feel like we do. We have
Because
much
it's
slut
like
shaming.
because like you gotta think
No.
about it, like people like Kim Kardashian and
But she still gets slut shamed for
Ray J incident.
that was her boyfriend. Sure. And then people still talking about that like 15 years later.
Hell, her whole own husband used to slut shame someone, and then
True. She allows Kanye to like talk about her situation with Ray J. So like, I don't know. I'm just like, you know, like to me that situation is weird. I'm like, she was with her boyfriend. You know, like okay, she was like one of the first big videos that went out. But I'm like, to me, I'm like, oh, shocker.
Well, yeah, so it's tough though. Like I said, I disagree. You know what I mean? I definitely disagree. I just, like she said, I don't think it's a lot of such slut shaming out here. I think it's a lot of people that try to hold you to a standard that they're trying to live. So I don't agree with that. But I also don't think it's a lot of random hookups out here anymore either.
What?
The
You
one-
don't?
One thing I will say about this generation, I feel like there's not as much slut shaming unless it's somebody relevant, like
Okay.
a public
Right.
figure,
I
somebody
can
that's
see what you're saying.
known. Like if it's just a normal person,
I
you don't
agree
really
with
get
that.
you're not getting that slender. You know what I'm saying? Like a Kim Kardashian or somebody that's known. They're gonna slut shame them because they're relevant. Everybody knows who that is, so they're gonna talk about that person.
Okay, so the Lush Diva brought up a really good point. She said when she sees something, she likes it, she goes for it. What do you guys feel about that? Because I'm really like old school and traditional, and I want you to approach me. And
I mean,
you know how I am. I just like just go for it. Only thing someone can do is say no.
I was just a lot more
or
than
not.
that.
are guys okay with that though?
I mean, I am.
I
Me
feel like
personally,
guys.
I
I
am.
think
Would you
guys like
prefer?
when a female
I mean,
approaches them.
Yeah, I feel like it happens how it happens. I mean, if I approach you or you approach me, I mean, I don't mind either way. I mean, I've been,
It take a lot.
go down our way before and approaching that way. I mean, so, I mean, if it happens, it happens. I feel like it doesn't have to be a certain way. I mean, like nowadays, everything's a lot different from, how it used to be. So I feel like that's more acceptable.
So if I come up to one of y'all and be like, you know what? I like you. I want to talk to you. Give me your number.
Well, not like
You're not gonna be like, you're not gonna go there and be like, oh my gosh, she was so aggressive. Like, I don't know about that one.
See, the approach may work though, so it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it could be a laughable thing. I don't mind either way because I feel as if it's so much easier for a girl to approach
Right.
a guy than it is a guy to approach a girl. One, because if a girl approaches a guy, everybody around them automatically think they know this person. You know what I mean? Now, if a guy approaches a girl, then everybody's looking at this nigga shoot a shot. And if he get rejected, or he get like turned away, or the girl brush her off, like he's the center of attention. Now you gotta stand there like, dang, like what the fuck I'm supposed to
You
do.
know when she about to leave. You know, I always like that. You know, I said that like when she about to leave, you follow her to the door and then you ask, so it's not no, like around.
No girl likes to be followed.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Not like out the door like to her car, like wow.
Anywhere. Like,
Some girls, I'm not saying you guys, but some females, when they're around their friends,
That's totally
Yeah,
different.
they act different,
Yeah, yeah,
you know. And I had experience with that one time to where like I said I would never do that again. Like I would never approach a girl while she was with her friends or anything like that. I would just wait till she was alone or something.
So ladies, keep that same energy because you're deterring men from talking to you.
Right.
If
And
you act
that's the
funny,
point. Yep.
I feel like
friends,
the biggest
you
thing
have to
is
be
like
open.
if you want people to shoot your shot, you gotta make your shot available to shoot.
How?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's if you
How?
are with your friend.
Like, how do you know if a girl is single, like, is able, like, I feel like men will
That doesn't
assume that a
even
girl, I feel
I
that.
don't think
That doesn't matter until you talk to them like, hey, I have a boyfriend, and then you make the choice of so fucking what, or you say okay, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta make yourself somehow available to get this shot taken. Cause like you say, some dudes is not gonna take this shot in the lane with 5 of your girls. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta either step out the lane and let a guy come to you, or you gotta just make it known. You know what I mean? Or you gotta do something to initiate it.
Is eye contact like the number one thing that you can do? Or is it weird?
I think that's like, you know, like if I make eye contact with you, if I'm already looking at you and I see you, I make eye contact, I'm coming to talk to you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I be telling you. Don't look it up. Look, oh my God. Don't look it up. Come over here.
Or if I see you and you speak to me every day,
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
got it. It's clearly
It depends on what.
Yeah, that's open.
I need eye contact like 3 times before I.
3 times?
I need at least 3 times
Yeah,
before I walk.
Okay,
over
ladies,
there.
look them in the eyes.
At least 3 times. You know what I mean?
Then you know.
Before I take a contested shot, I need at least three times of eye contact.
Most definitely.
Okay.
I agree.
Before
Because
I-
I'll be like, man, I looked him in the eye.
Right, first time like you could be moving and they could be moving at the same time. Y'all just happen to lock eyes. And you're just like, all right.
What about if I look at you and I smile? Is that like?
Oh yeah.
That's even better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it. Because
I
you know,
don't-
you ain't smiling.
Huh?
I
You ain't
agree.
smiling.
I
So,
don't agree.
You're not smiling.
I
I think smiling is like a safe sign, but it depends on what you want. Because you can do like, you know, like a smile, you know, a sexy eye.
I think the best way to do it is if you make eye contact and you make some type of step outside of where you are to know that, hey, I'm available for you to come over and stand beside me.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
I think that's
Just
the
that.
best step.
I
Because
be so
you
scared. to
smiling is awkward. You know what I'm saying? Because
I feel
one,
like this is very awkward.
because one, you smiling
It's
is
like
awkward.
smiling at somebody?
And then you gonna come over and be like, hey, I saw you smiling at me.
Oh no.
But if you did that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was smiling at you. Like, yeah.
But what if you weren't?
I got a question for you.
And don't smile.
As far as like being, I don't know if you guys go to the club or anywhere, but like if a guy buys you a drink, do you feel like you owe him your time?
Nope.
But I feel like guys feel like you owe them.
But I'm the kind of person like,
So you don't even owe him a
you know, like,
But I'd be like, no.
you know, like, I'm okay. You know, like I'm good. You know, I'm not the type of person to be like, yeah, keep buying me drinks, and I ain't never going. I know if you buy me a drink that you're probably interested in having a conversation with me, and if I don't want to have a conversation, be like, no, it's okay. I'll get one for my friend here. Or, you know, try to diffuse that. Now, if you just don't want to be diffused, then that's okay.
So is that the purpose of buying a drink?
Yeah, I just ask, you know, because I feel like, you know, a lot of guys do that, you know, more so. Not as much now, I would say, but like, you know, I have a sister, she's like 30, so whenever, I guess when she was clubbing, a lot of guys did that, you know. But I feel like if a guy buys you a drink, you should at least have a conversation. Like, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt. This man just bought you a drink, but for you
That's
to
why we
continue-
just turn him away.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to offend
Yeah.
him by.
I don't want anybody to feel like I took something from them, and you know,
Right,
like I
right.
wasn't. So
Like
I would rather you do that than let me
Yeah.
buy that drink and then.
That's right. Thank you. I'm good. That should be. But I mean, I've been forward, and it has never not worked. So.
But I think that's a way that you can tell if a guy's into you or not. If he buy you a $16 drink, bro,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, or you got the right clothes on. It's one of the two. You know what I'm saying?
Me, I would rather try to talk to you first before I buy you a drink because if I try to talk to you, there's no nothing there, I'm not gonna buy you a drink. 'cause I
Yeah,
know
so
the
that's,
point.
yeah, you're drinking to have something to
Right.
be talking, right?
Yeah, that would be my downfall. 'Cause I'm really friendly. Like, if you tell me to speak to me, I'm gonna talk to you until you get like really inappropriate or like make me feel uncomfortable. I'm like,
And that's always tricky. You run into somebody that's friendly, but you don't know.
Yeah.
Like you think they genuinely just want to talk to you, have a conversation, but when they're friendly, and they do everybody like that. So that's always kind of a tricky situation.
So are y'all gonna give us tips on how to know if a guy's into it?
So how to know if a guy is into you? Alright, so everything's different. So it depends on, are you guys already communicating?
y'all exchange numbers.
Yes.
Y'all exchange numbers?
Yes.
So this is at the beginning stage.
Yes.
Alright, so you guys exchange numbers. What did you guys meet at? Let's paint the picture.
I don't like. Let's say
School.
social media.
Social media?
Yeah.
Okay, slid your DMs.
Yes,
Okay, so he's been following you for a while.
probably.
So he's been liking a few of your pictures.
Probably not mine. Don't have a lot of pictures.
It doesn't matter.
We'll just say yes.
Yeah.
Like,
For the sake of the scenario,
You
Yes.
finally like it, and you finally gave me your number.
mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Then he texts you.
Yes.
Alright, so he's into you. That's sign number one. So now he went out his way to like your pictures, to DM you, to get your number, to finally send that text. He's into you.
So
He's
that's not
into me.
curiosity. That's not curiosity more than into you.
I think that goes back to the intentions thing. He's into you.
I think we gotta
But
define what type of into you we're talking about. You're into you, you were already talking to somebody. You're into you, I feel like is like,
Initial stage.
yes.
Alright, so where
So
we at with it? How y'all wanna play?
let's do
Okay.
both. Let's do everything.
Okay.
So
Let's
beginning
do
stage.
scenarios.
Beginning stage.
Cause I need everything.
As a guy, if I text you first at any point in time in whatever we're doing, if it's not just to have sex, I'm into you. If it's to have like regular conversation, I'm asking you what you're doing, and the next question is pull up, then if it's not pull up, if I'm asking like, hey, what you doing? How was your day? I'm into you. At some point in time. Point blank period. You know what I mean? Now, if I hit you, I'm like, hey, what you doing? And you like, oh, nothing. I'm like, pull up. And we have sex, and then I go about my business. Then I'm just in it for sex. But if I hit you, I'm like, hey, what you doing? How was your day today? Or, hey, what you doing? What you got going on? What you did today? I'm into it. I care just a little bit. I might not care a lot, but I care just a little bit to understand, try to understand how your day was. That means I'm into you.
So when guys text y'all and they're like, hey, how are you? What you doing? How's your day? What are y'all thinking? Are y'all still like, I don't know about this. He just trying to sweet talk me, or do y'all feel like,
She gonna cut him off. She just said,
or do y'all feel like, you know what? Maybe he really does genuinely want to know me.
No. Okay, let's
No.
No. Well, my perfect example is the guy that's been in my life since freshman year. He always texts me, asks me how I'm doing, but I know his intention with me is never good and it's not long lasting. It's literally just I crossed his mind, so
he cares about you. That's what it is.
Christine,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
care about me?
Y'all might not have a relationship.
He care about what y'all do.
Y'all might not have a relationship, but he cares about you.
He
He
might.
definitely cares about your well-being.
I think you're just so optimistic.
Nah, dead ass. He
I
cares
want it to
about you.
happen.
He cares about your well-being. He cares about what you got going on. Now he might not move on those actions, or he might not feel like, hey, y'all could work, but he definitely cares about you. If he goes out his way, he goes shoot months, whatever, 2 weeks, whatever. He takes you randomly, like, hey, how you doing? What you been up to? That nigga cares about you.
You only know.
Whether it's a little bit or a lot, maybe it's not enough for you, but he cares about you.
That's a really good point. Okay. Sometimes y'all, I feel like we are kind of mean, and then I feel like we shoot guys down so much that they don't even want to try anymore.
And that's possible too. That's definitely a thing.
I feel
That
like I'm
happens a
super
lot.
nice.
That happens a lot. Like, that happens more often than y'all probably think. Like, girls.
Or y'all interpret y'all being shot down when honestly y'all aren't.
Well, for me, like when going back to what she said about seeing if guys are interested, I think time is a big thing. It's free. I mean, it's free, but you cannot get it back. Like it's one thing you cannot get back. So if somebody's taking their time and they texting you, about like what he was saying, and they calling you, and they putting all this time in it, then they definitely are interested in you because time is something you can't go back and rewind. You can't go be like, I wish I wouldn't have gotten them. You can't do none of that. It's already there. So if a guy's already that far into it, he's talking to you, putting his time into it, he could be doing something else, then he's interested in you. Period, point blank.
Number one sign is time. If I can have some of his time, then
Most
we can
definitely,
move
most
somewhere.
definitely.
Now, the amount may determine how much he's into you,
Mhm.
but it's definitely into you.
So is there anything with texting versus calling? Do you feel like one is more significant than the other, or? Because I know we're in this like generation where nobody talks on the phone anymore, but
But me personally, I would rather call you because you can say a lot more in 20 minutes than you can say in that. That's just me. I'd rather have a conversation with you and talk to you. You know, no matter like if it's 20 or 30 minutes, just have a little conversation and then that's it. Like, I mean, I can text you and say good morning and stuff like that, but as far as all day just texting you back and forth, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I'm just gonna be honest.
I
So if
personally
you-
don't think it matters.
you don't think it matters?
How can you like get a connection through a text message?
Well, I feel like, for me, I don't feel like it matters because if the girl cares, she'll call me. You know what I mean? So, if she cares enough, she'll call me.
Do
And
boys
then-
keep
and it'll-
score
and
like
it'll
that?
become a thing.
If
You know
Some
what I
girls
mean?
do.
If I call you one time, you don't answer the phone, and you'll call me back, I would never call you again.
See, that's your
Depends on what kind of person you
No, but you
dealing
gotta
with.
call me back. If you don't respond, it's cool. If you don't return the call, I will not call
That's
you.
your ego getting in the way.
It just
You
depends
tell
on what
them
kind of
Nah,
person
bad.
you're dealing with. Like the biggest problem I had, like being a college athlete, you got time taken away from you. Like you don't have a life. So that was the thing I had to adjust to. Like when you dealing with somebody or talking to somebody, they ain't gonna really understand that at first. But I mean, you can probably anybody just in college or college athlete can really like agree with what I'm saying because you all day you in workouts or you're at practice or something. Like you always busy. Then on top of that, you got class. So if I'm not texting you back and for you to get mad, that's just for me. That's one that's childish. Don't get mad. Like you know what I can do. But you know, like I said, to go back to time. Like somebody can do all of that, go to class and work out, go to practice, and still have time to talk to you. That's of interest. You might get mad about the amount of time, but you got to remember what this person does and you know what they are.
So being consistent in their own frequency, like is like that's an understanding of hey, he only has this amount of time
Right.
for himself to even allow that communication between him and I.
I think women are ungrateful at this point.
What do you
Let me
think?
let me clarify because I was saying about if I call you, you don't answer the phone. But it doesn't matter to me if we're calling or texting. Like it doesn't like to me talking on the phone to me doesn't mean like oh he loves me more. Like it doesn't matter at all. But like I said, the consistency and the frequency. So for example, I have a friend. We go to lunch every month. Okay, this is like more not so much romantic, but it is a male. But we might not talk for the first 3 weeks of the month, but coming down to it's been maybe like 4 or 5 months we've seen each other. I'm gonna hear from him like, okay, where you wanna go to lunch this month? We need to catch up. Like, so I know that he's making it a point, even though that time is not frequent. You still took the time to remember and to make that space. So it doesn't matter, like I said, if it's every day, if it's every other day, if it's once a week, if it's once a month, but you're like making that space for me. And I don't. It doesn't matter to me if it's a phone call or if you just sit down at one night and we text for, have a conversation though, not just hey, what's up?
If a guy answers his phone, he cares as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's another.
Yeah, if he answers exactly. So if I call you, you don't answer your phone, you'll never call me back.
He
Now I'll
answers-
answer the phone for you, but I won't put in the numbers again.
See, that's your ego getting in the way. That could be something great on the other line, and you just letting your ego beat you up.
You said women
I
are
did something great on the
ungrateful.
other
I
line.
do believe that.
Why are women ungrateful?
Why do I feel like women are ungrateful?
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of times a lot of women, they try to equate what somebody's doing for them with the time that they give them, and it never aligns. And on the other hand, they don't be doing anything either. So they're ungrateful for the time that you're giving them based on what you're doing for them, but they're not willing to take that step to push it in the direction they wanted to go at anyways. See, like she said that she won't call or whatever. I'm saying, like, if you calling me, obviously at one point, if I'm answering the phone, I'm gonna get used to talking to you on the phone. So it doesn't matter. Like, if it's nice, if it's good, we're enjoying each other. Why does that matter if I never call your phone if you're always calling me? And I'm always answering.
That's true, because I have a friend that I always call him, but I enjoy it.
Does he answer?
Yes.
Okay. So that's like the 50-50. If I call, then you're gonna answer. If I reach out, then you won't reach back. That's fine. I think that's fine.
But that's just because he likes to text and I don't. So I'm like, this is that compromise of me not wanting to sit here and hold my phone and text, and versus him who will sit down on his phone all day.
So I shouldn't think anything if I always have to text a guy first, or if I always have to call him first, as long as he responds.
I would
Is that what we're saying?
I agree.
I would agree.
Ladies?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I can text one first, and
All the time though? Like every single time?
I'll forget eventually. A text message, I will honestly forget. That's why I tell someone, like, I will open a text message and then I'm like, oh, I didn't reply to them 3 days ago. So,
Because then I feel like you're not thinking about me. Like, if I don't call you for 3 weeks and you don't never say nothing, if I'm talking to a guy and I don't hear from him for, if we're talking once a week, let's just say once a week, and I don't hear from him for 3 weeks, I'm gonna be like, are you okay? Are you alive? What's up? So.
But if you're talking to somebody once a week, you're gonna get lost in the stuff anyway.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, so you
don't get
A lot
forgot
can
about.
happen.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, once a week, like if that Thursday y'all talk every day on Thursday, something happened on that Thursday, now you push back the next week. Let's say something happened that Thursday, now you forgot about it. So once a week, you definitely gonna get lost.
just
Like,
an example.
but if a female texts me every day, or she calls me every day, like for me, I don't think it matters. Because obviously if I'm responding to your messages, or if I'm answering your telephone calls, obviously I have some type of interest. Because I know how not to text back, and I know how not to answer phone calls. You know what I mean? So obviously, you should feel like, hey, I'm interested in you.
I do have another question for y'all. It's because I've heard girls ask guys, or am I the only girl you're talking to? Do you ask that in the beginning stages and he says no, how does that make y'all feel? Do y'all feel like y'all should stop talking to him, or do y'all feel like y'all should still try to separate yourself?
I will continue to talk to him, like, definitely at the beginning stage. It just really I just tell people I just want to know, like, just for my own curiosity. Just for my own curiosity, cause
That gives you a cop out at all times.
hell,
Oh, you texting that other bitch.
no.
Oh, you with that other joint. Nah, hell no. You can't even start. You can't even introduce those hoes. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard when you do introduce those hoes because you always have something to go back on. Like, I did this because I know you was oh, you was asleep? Nah, you was texting that other bitch.
I don't think females are.
Now you're 6 months down the road.
Females
like,
are
what
not
you
that
like,
crazy.
shit.
No.
Now you 6 months down the road.
Yeah.
Some about get to 6 months
Some
prior.
are.
Females are not that crazy.
Happened to the bitches you
Some.
was talking to prior too. Like, now they want to know what happened to the bitches that you was talking to when I
What?
first started.
Do you feel like you did that?
Like, that would have been a question, like, when I was younger, like, in college, that would have been more something, because when you're in college, you're in a small environment where everybody's sleeping with everybody, so that might have been like, I don't want to be hanging out with somebody else you sleeping with or talking to. But now that I'm past college, I'm an adult, I don't care who else you talking
Right.
to. I really don't. If we're not, we're not boyfriend, girlfriend, you do what you want, but
Do you feel like that's any of your business though? Like,
Oh,
is
no,
it
No, like,
anything-
it's like the
I
female
don't
own
think it is.
curiosity.
To me, I'm like,
I ask.
if you're into me, they won't be around for long.
I don't even feel like that's a question
Right,
that
that's
I need to
what
ask.
I was getting
Then
at.
I don't even, I don't even worry about
Because
it.
eventually, if you separate yourself, then they ain't gonna matter anyway.
Do y'all care if girls are talking to other? No, I already know y'all don't. Well, go ahead and answer it anyway.
But
Do
since you
y'all?
know that we don't, I'm going to say I definitely do care. What you mean I don't care?
Cause you just said earlier when you trying to shoot your shot, I don't care if you got a boyfriend anyway. Like,
But like she says, like I feel as if I definitely care so I can know what type of game I'm playing. You know what I mean? You got to know your competition.
so it matters,
Right.
It definitely matters.
and that is for how you're gonna make your next move.
Exactly.
But do you really care?
Care, like.
No, you don't care.
What
You
do
need to
care?
know.
What certain kind of
Me,
care,
I
so-
feel like that just feeds your curiosity. Like, I just curious if she can talk to someone else.
Curiosity isn't. I don't think I'm a very curious person. So it's just for chess, honestly. You know what I mean? That's all.
That's
it's for.
fair.
know.
That's
It's for the
fair.
optics. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's all it's for. It's for the optics.
I was in a